Welcome to Global Frontline Reports. The conflict has intensified on day 6 of the war.
U.S. and Israeli forces have significantly ramped up their aerial bombardment campaigns today.
Israel confirmed targeting a missile launcher in Homs and defense systems in Isfahan.
Local sources have also reported multiple loud explosions echoing throughout the capital.
Pentagon officials claim there has been an 86% drop in enemy missile launches.
The U.S. president stated that the United States is now in a very strong strategic position.
He cited tremendous progress as opposing missile capabilities are being wiped out rapidly. And
intelligence suggests the opposing force is attacking neighbors and former allies in desperation.
However, air raid sirens have continued sounding through the night in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem.
Residents reported hearing loud explosions overhead as interceptors engaged incoming missiles.
This morning, further attacks have been reported on Doha, escalating tensions in Qatar.
The Canadian Prime Minister stated he cannot rule out military participation in this war. According to new reports, the Pentagon is making plans for operations to last through September.
This notification calls for additional personnel and funding stretching far beyond the timeline.
The initial 4-week timeline set by the commander-in-chief appears to be expanding rapidly.
Meanwhile, the British Defence Secretary is currently heading to Cyprus to assess the situation.
Allies have criticised the slow response from London regarding the retaliatory strikes.
The High Commissioner stated his country expected a much more robust defence of the island.
Typhoon and F-35 fighter jets are in operation, but major naval assets remain delayed.
The HMS Dragon has been brought out of maintenance but will not arrive until next week.
In Washington, the bipartisan resolution to curb war powers was voted down in the Senate.
The war powers measure was rejected in a 5-3 to 4-7 vote along party lines.
This failure allows the president to continue waging war without congressional limits.
Attention now turns to the Indian Ocean, where an Iranian ship was sunk by a U.S. submarine.
The vessel was reportedly heading back to Iran from an eastern Indian port visit.
Footage shows the local hospital where the surviving sailors are currently being treated.
The Pentagon has released video purporting to have captured the exact moment of attack.
It shows the warship being hit by a torpedo that blew apart the stern of the vessel.
Tehran claims it is sending a second warship to Sri Lanka in response to the incident. They also claimed this morning to have targeted a U.S. tanker in the Gulf in retaliation.
Meanwhile, the first evacuation flight organized by the British government has been delayed.
A technical issue in Amman has grounded the plane, which was due to leave later today.
A second evacuation flight is scheduled to depart London sometime later this afternoon.
Some commercial flights are now resuming operations from the Gulf countries cautiously. 48 flights an hour are moving through a secured air corridor in the UAE. The main airport in Israel has just reopened to limited flights amid the ongoing conflict.
Let us move across the region to Beirut, where more strikes have occurred overnight.
2 vehicles were attacked on a highway that has heavy movements of civilians daily.
We are unsure of the targets, but Israel says it is hitting members of the opposing group.
The government says at least 70 people have been killed and hundreds injured so far.
Almost 80,000 people have been forced to flee their homes and towns today.
They are seeking shelter in schools or sleeping in the streets, awaiting the unknown.
Israel has issued urgent evacuation orders for all villages south of the Litani River.
This order is raising deep fears about a potential ground invasion and expansion.
The leader of the militant group made his first televised appearance yesterday evening.
He defended their position, claiming Israel broke the ceasefire agreement first.
He stated that the group will continue defending itself and fighting the opposition.
However, many local citizens are criticizing him for dragging the country into war.
The government has made it clear that the group should be banned from war decisions.
Yet the group broke all rules and got this country involved in a devastating conflict.
Moving to Qatar, authorities are evacuating the area around the U.S. diplomatic base.
Notices were sent out yesterday evening stating this was a precautionary measure.
While not an immediate threat, U.S. embassies have been hit in other parts of the region. The major U.S. military base in the area was also struck just 2 days ago by missiles.
Officials are taking every step possible to protect citizens from incoming fire.
The foreign minister called his counterpart in Iran for the first time since the start. He rejected the argument that they were solely targeting foreign interests in the zone.
He accused them of hitting residential infrastructure and harming Arab neighbors. And he demanded that the attacks stop immediately to prevent a wider regional conflict.
Gulf states are issuing statements of condemnation and reserving the right to respond.
Let us go to Jerusalem, where warning sirens blared between 3 and 4 in the morning.
Many residents were woken up and sent rushing into their air raid shelters again.
The same situation occurred in Tel Aviv and across large swathes of the country. However, the military claims the intensity of the barrages has notably decreased.
Sometimes only a single missile is fired, making interception tasks much easier today.
Officials suggest the opposing regime may be running low on weapons and launchers. Authorities plan to ease restrictions on the public at noon due to the reduced threat.
The military now claims total air superiority and freedom of action in enemy airspace.
They stated they can reach any location and strike any target at their chosen time.
Turning to the northern border, operations against the militant group have intensified.
Forces have hit more than 320 targets in just the past few days. Over 300,000 residents have reportedly left their homes in the south. There is real evidence of a significant military buildup close to the northern border.
More tanks and soldiers are appearing, signaling a potential ground offensive soon.
Back in the Gulf, states are considering moving from defense to an offensive stance.
They have robust air defense systems, but are debating if they need to join the fight. Everything is being considered at the highest levels as the region remains on edge. We will continue to monitor these rapidly developing fronts from our headquarters. Please stay tuned to Global Frontline reports for the latest updates on this conflict. The situation remains fluid as the world watches the Middle East with bated breath.